Welcome everybody. Our Real Men Rising. We're going to get into some pretty exciting things tonight. Let me share with you a little bit of the rundown, what we got going on for our agenda. We're going to help you understand why it's important to rise above the world standards first. Second, we're going to give you an open invite for Real Men and tell you what that is about and what you can expect. So I've got the pleasure tonight of being joined by the infamous, internationally known Mr. Kai Nix. And man, it's a pleasure just to know you. So thank you for being here and sharing your time with us so we can grow and learn as men.
Absolutely. Love to be here. I'm loving it already. Let's get it started.
Cool. So I get the pleasure of kicking this off, and I want to chat with you guys really quick. Let me define, or should I say redefine something for you really fast. Because if you noticed in this Real Men Rising, we didn't spell real the same way. We've got a Y in there, right? So R-E-Y-L. We're changing the spelling and the definition. Because I think real, when people think about a real man, it's got some interesting connotations to it as far as the world is concerned. We want to redefine everything. So we changed the spelling and we're changing the definition. So a little bit about what that looks like is what it stands for. Real means recommit every day you live. So we're talking about lifestyle. We're talking about a daily choice to show up, not when it's convenient, not when you're feeling amazing, even on the days that you're struggling and you're dragging your butt out of bed to get to the gym because it's 5 degrees outside or it's pouring down rain or you were up all night with the kid. Like the things we go through that are very real in life. We're talking about showing up then every single day. Not for us, because you're worth it, right? Because you are important. So I want to give you guys just a few stats and a little bit of a peek into us as men. I think the ego creeps up sometimes and we think that we're so different and we're so unique. We're so not. We're so much more alike than we are different. And let me give you a couple of reasons why. Out of every race, every ethnicity, right? So if we go to our Polynesian brothers, white brothers, black brothers, Spanish brothers, right? Across all races, ethnicities, the top 3 health concerns: cancer, heart disease, diabetes, all directly related to our lifestyle. So if we're gonna make change, if we're gonna improve as men, we need to do it every single day. We need to do it a day at a time, right? It needs to happen incrementally, which will grow up to have this compound positive effect versus what typically happens to us when we're just kind of going in a negative cycle, right? So we think that we're very, very unique, but the truth is we're all dying from the same thing. And there's one more inside the top 10 that the statistics are showing us. So you can get mad at me if you want to, I'm okay with that. But number 8 inside the top 10, again, across everybody for us as men, suicide. You know that's not in the top 10 for women? What's that telling us? That the women, we might say they talk a lot, but it's keeping them alive, man. We're holding it in. We're not talking about our emotions, or we maybe don't know how to express it or express it in a healthy way, or have somebody to connect with about it. So it's killing us. We're dying from the same things, even though we're out here trying to beat the drum and say how unique we are, how strong we are, right? I feel like the world doesn't need more tough guys. I feel like the world doesn't need more warriors. It's got its warriors. It's got its tough guys. I feel like the world needs men who are willing to step up and support each other through the crowd. Somebody that is right here and trying to just get going and put one foot in front of the other. I feel like it needs leaders, not followers. And that's a little bit of what I want to talk to you about over the next few minutes, right? What if I was to ask you to rise up? What if I just challenged you and said, like, just stand up, got you all excited, right? I gave you one of those pep talks, like one of the best sports coaches, whatever sports, I love sports, played them my whole life, whatever your favorite coach is, right? He gives you an amazing pregame or halftime talk and then boom, they annihilate the competition. Or one of those world famous, infamously known generals that gets his troops all riled up and then they go into battle. That's awesome. They can accomplish a feat for the moment, right? That's going to be temporary. That excitement, that inspiration, motivation, we could do that. We could say rise up. My thought initially, when somebody asks me to rise up and tries to get me all excited, my first thought is why? Like, what do you got? What do I need to rise up about? Like, I'm good. I'm strong right where I'm at. Like, I'm confident in my values, where I'm at in life. Like, with my relationships that are around me, with my kids, with my wife. Like, why are you screaming at me? Just because you're screaming louder doesn't necessarily mean it's important to me right now. So being a real man is about what's important to you. It's not about everything else, right? If you are being inspired and being motivated by that general going into battle, right? That warrior mindset is going to help you survive for the moment, right? It's going to help you survive for the moment. What is one level up above that, right? Let's go a little bit above that. If you step up to a leader and now you're leading your family, you're leading and owning your future, I feel like that is true power, and that's really where the fun shows up. So, guys, we're talking about this shift in both mindset, energetically, right, physically, getting into motion, making this all happen, but this rising, this up-leveling above where the world sees us. Because the default, if we continue to run out where most of us are at right now, it doesn't look too good. It really doesn't. You've always got a choice. And I'm not saying this in a way to say that I'm taking your agency away from you. Like, you've always got a choice. We all have a choice. Run out your default future, 10, 20 years, 30 years. If you don't like what that looks like, then the invitation is to simply do something about it right now. And it doesn't have to be drastic and astronomical, but a little bit in the right direction, over time, compounded positive growth. And before you know it, you won't even recognize the person that's looking back at you in the mirror. It will be a whole new, better version of yourself, and it'll be beautiful. You'll be shining in a way you didn't even know that you could. So, guys, that's just a little bit more of a peek of what we've got going on in REYL, and what we wanted to give you tonight, talking about rising above the world standards. Man, the other thing that I think about when it comes to like a warrior versus a leader is if the warriors are being really motivated to go fight this battle, I get this mindset that like they're constantly fighting somebody else's battle. And if you're fighting somebody else's battle, who's fighting yours? Who's fighting for you? Who's in your corner, right? We want to do a lot more of this, a lot more gathering, a lot more coming together, because like I said at the beginning, we're a lot more alike than we are different.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Brother John. So first and foremost, before I get into the whole real aspect of what's going on and what we're all about, I definitely want to give a big shout out to you, John Bush. You know, what you created here is something spectacular, something that's needed, something that's going to grow into this huge, humongous, incredible tribe. And I'm so proud of what you've accomplished. I not only see you as a good friend, business partner, but of course, I see you as a brother and a true brother. And that's what we're going to get into. That's what REYL is all about. REYL. Recommit every day you live. It really doesn't get better than those 4 words right there. Recommit every day you live. So the theme of the night is phenomenal. You know, rising above the world standards for us as men. And we have a challenge, whether you think you do or not. There is a daily challenge for us as men. And before I get into the whole why you should be a part of REYL, let me give you a little backstory of Kai. So I was born and raised New York City. I was an only child. I grew up as an only child, no brothers, no sisters. It was just me, mom, and dad. And unfortunately, you know, my mom and dad divorced as I was going to be a freshman in high school when I was 13 years old. So mom really took over the reins full steam from there, but dad was always still present. So it's not like he was not in the household, but he wasn't gone. But I grew up as an only child, and I had to seek connection. Like, where am I finding connection with other boys, you know? And where I got that connection is, I got it from when I got to high school. Not even high school, it was actually grammar school when I tried out for the basketball team. And I made the basketball team in 6th grade. And it's so important for parents to encourage their children to be a part of some type of athletic team, whether it's volleyball, softball, baseball, football, hockey, whatever it is. But when you're in that type of environment, that's your first real sign of brotherhood and sisterhood. But let's talk about the brotherhood. You know, when I was a part of that basketball team, there were 14 other boys that we had fun, but we relied on each other. You know, this is guys that you spend every day after school practicing and doing workouts with to get better on the court and beat other teams. But those were my that was my family. Those were my brothers. We looked out for each other. Like if one person got into a rumble with another team, we all got into a rumble with the team. So it started there. But the flip side is, as you go through grammar school, as you go through high school, even college, and even after college, when you get into the workspace, you create all these friends, associates. And that's what we want to go beyond in real. We want to go beyond the friend aspect and the associates, because I have friends from high school that we're friends, but it's different from the brotherhood that I have now. And I had to learn that later in my later years in life, what true brotherhood really is. When you can actually count on another man when times are down, when you need to talk to someone, you know, and we as men are always so sheltered to express our feelings. We hold everything in. It builds up. And that's why a lot of men have anger, because there's so much pent up things that going on in their gut that they don't release. And the only way they can release it is sometimes through physical acts, which is not good. So we as real men, we want to come from a different space. We want to express our feelings in a way that we're all onions and we all get to peel each other one by one to get to the core of who we are as men, because there's a king inside of all of us. Everybody was placed on this earth to be a king. Now, there's good kings and there's bad kings. And that's a choice that you get to make. But a great choice, being a part of real, is that we become powerful kings, positive kings, and we become powerful kings within our family, within our businesses, within our communities, you know, as fathers, as brothers, as sons. We get to show the world what it truly is to be a real man. And this is what the world needs, real men. So I want to say also that, you know, I have lifelong friends that I'll always cherish and adore. And we speak to on occasion. But when I became a part of doTERRA back in 2012, I really discovered what brotherhood is. I have men in doTERRA that are closer to me than some of my family, most of my friends that I can count on, brothers like John. I know John will take my call at any time of the night if I have something weighing heavy on me. As tired as he might be, he'll say, talk to me, brother. Let me know what's going on. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what we're creating here in real. We're creating a dynamic that we get to surround ourselves with men who have the same mindset, in alignment for success, for family, for faith, and building a legacy. We want men who are building a legacy for themselves. What are you going to leave behind? That's what we want to create in Real. You know, it starts as a bond. Can I count on you? Can you count on me? Can you teach me? Can I teach you? Can we grow together, strive together, and uplift ourselves that we become better in every shape and form, however that looks? And as John said, it doesn't matter when it comes to brotherhood, your color, whether you're white, black, whatever. All white guys don't need to hang together because that's, that doesn't have to be a brotherhood. All black guys don't need to hang together. It's about who we are beyond the exterior of color. It's not about race. It's about who we are on the inside, the core, what we bring to the table. How impactful are we going to be in life? That's what it's about. We rise together, we fail together. That's important. And failure is not a terrible thing because when you fail, all you're doing is learning. Use that failure as a boost of experience to learn and do it better next time. But with us in this group of real men, we're going to discover so many things. And I love that no one in this group of real men, we don't have all the answers. We don't know it all. And we don't think we know it all. We're all learning. I'm learning, and everybody else who's a part of Real are still learning to become who we are meant to be on this earth. Each of us has a gift that we were born with. But how are you choosing to use the gift that you were given? So many men keep their gift wrapped up in a bow and never get to open it throughout their entire life. And that's a real sad thought. To even think of that men on this earth are choosing not to open up their gift that they were given. And trust me that the man upstairs gave everybody a special gift to utilize on this earth. But like I said, it's up to us and it's up to you to unwrap that gift and use it to the best of your ability in a positive and strong, powerful way. So I want to ask my brother right here, John, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go for it.
Okay. So I want you to share with the men who are going to watch this call, share the relationship with men in your life currently right now.
I'll start off by telling you it's a whole lot different than it was even a couple of years ago, 5 years ago. The circle is strong. It's getting bigger as I feel like more and more men are waking up to this calling. It's because it is a choice daily. It's some people fall away. Some people choose not to continue on that path. But it is stronger than it's ever been in my life. And I'm excited for the future because I can see that it's only going to grow.
Excellent, excellent. And what do you wish there was more of amongst men?
Man, I would say it's going to start with probably what we're kicking this off with your 3 A's: awareness, accountability, and action. I don't know if you can get anywhere or get anything rolling without those, but a higher level of awareness for themselves and what is their purpose in life, and being willing to be accountable to somebody else and themselves and show up on the bad days and just getting the work done, getting into action. Like I would hope and pray that men see what that can do for them.
Excellent. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, men who are watching this, I ask you to look deep. I ask you to dig deep and recognize the truth that's lying inside of you. Be a part of something that's going to be magical. Be a part of this brotherhood that we are going to change the dynamic of how the outside world really sees what men are really and truly about. The power that we have. And when I say power, I don't mean an overbearing masculine testosterone power. I mean of power of being vulnerable. That's power. How can we get vulnerable as men? That's where that weighs more than any masculine power that's out there. Nothing speaks more volume than a man who can be vulnerable. So yes, in real, we're gonna laugh, but we're also gonna cry. And you are a real man if you cry. Because if you're holding in those tears, you have yet to unwrap that box that's inside of your soul. It's still waiting to be unwrapped. And there's nothing going on in there but stress and anger. So let's unwrap the box in real. Let's recommit every day. We live, but as you live, but we live. And let's take this journey together and let's bond as brothers. And I can't wait for all the magics that to come in real. And I thank John once again for allowing me to be a part of this. And I can't wait to meet the other men who take this journey with us. So I'm going to hand it back to you, John.
Amen. Amen, man. I feel like we just went to church. I feel the same way. Same way about you, same way about the excitement for the men we're going to connect with in this. You summarized everything we wanted to hit on tonight beautifully. I'll just close with a little bit of where to go and what to do going forward. REYLmen.com. We got the website up. Go there. You're going to see a page called The Real You, which is what all of this is about. Kai mentioned finding your highest purpose. We call that the real you, this journey towards the real you and your highest purpose. Go through that. You're going to see what this is about. The ask is going to be a $5 a month commitment or a $47 a year commitment, guys. That's going to get you into unlock tons of value that we've been working on to bring to you. Quarterly masterminds, a community of brotherhood, retreats in the future, all kinds of amazing things that you'll be tapping into, and people to support you along the way. So we didn't want any sort of barrier to entry. We just want you to get in and get moving. So we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you showing up and learn a little bit more about what REYL is. And let me give you a quick insight to, I guess, the type of man that would benefit most that we've seen when it comes to this, right? When you start to think about yourself or other people, like, does it boil down to a specific type of person? I would say there's some common denominators, right? Somebody that is super passionate about brotherhood, as you can tell Kai is. Somebody that has maybe a health need and is open to doing something about it. That would be a big one, right? They're open to change. Somebody that's family focused, faith-based. Maybe they've got a time need and want to create more time with their family. Maybe they want to create deeper purpose in their life. Maybe they've got a financial need, right? These type of men are going to gravitate towards what we're doing, and it's going to impact their lives in a big way. So if leaning into that kind of a future is for you, then the invite is open. REYLmen.com, check it out, and you guys will see everything. This is going to grow fast. We'd love for you to be in very, very soon.